friends. You're watching Lindsay TV. I'm John Lindsay, and I'm here today talking to Dave Hollingsworth, prominent real estate lawyer with Goldberg Stroud. In some early installments, Dave has talked to us about buying a house, buying a condominium, and selling a house. Now we're going to get a rare commodity from a lawyer, and that's some free advice. Dave, what you were talking about the process of selling your house and buying your house on the same day. How does that usually work out?
It usually works out in a very chaotic way. I would, in fact, recommend against buying and selling on the same day.
Okay, so just so we're clear, what Dave is saying is you've sold your house back in October, and you've got a closing date of March 28th. You've bought a new house. Dave's saying you don't buy that new house and close on March 28th. What happens when you do, or what could happen when you do?
Well, often you'll need the funds to buy the new house
right.
From the sale of your original house.
Right.
And so if your original house doesn't close until 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
right.
then how do you have time between 4 and 5 to do the whole transaction to buy the same day?
But if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying maybe close on March 21st on the house you're buying? So what do? Do you bridge finance?
Exactly. You get a bridge finance, which is where the bank acknowledges that there is a firm deal in place to close on the 28th, and so they may give you a 7-day grace or a 7-day period wherein they let you run both properties at the same time. And then when you get the sale proceeds on the 28th, they get directed to pay off the original mortgage.
And I guess despite the fact that it's a little bit intimidating owning two properties at once, it's a relatively low-cost solution. Is that right?
Yeah, it certainly can save a lot of headaches.
Okay. Well, here's another question, Dave. I'm moving hypothetically on June 5th, and that's my closing date, and I'm hiring movers. Should I anticipate being able to move in at noon on June 5th, the day my house closes?
No. We regularly have clients ask us if they can have the keys the first thing in the morning on closing. But in fact, the keys often don't even come to the law firm until the day of closing.
Right.
And then by the time the mortgage funds are available and all of the transaction has taken place, it's quite often not before 5 o'clock or middle of the afternoon. And so the keys may not even be available till the end of the day.
So your advice to me is I call ABC Movers and book them for June 6th instead of June 5th.
Yeah, that would be a safer move, or even sometime in the evening.
Okay, Dave, another quick question. I've bought my house, I closed my house, I go in, and it doesn't look anything like it did when I went through the open house and the cookies were burning and cooking in the oven and the incense was burning, and I fell in love with the people's couch, and I go in and the bathrooms are dirty and there's all kinds of problems. Do I have a recourse?
Well, you may. The advice that I give to my clients when they go to buy a home is first thing they should do is take a walk through with a camera. And in the event that they spot something that's not as it should be, take a photograph right away, preferably one that has a date at the time the photograph was taken, so that if the photograph doesn't surface for a couple of weeks, it can't be said that happened long after they bought. And the recourse essentially is depending on whether there's a seller property information statement or what kind of representations have been made about the property. In certain cases, there's recourse.
Excuse me for a second, Dave. So if I'm hearing you right, I go in and there's scratches on the walls, the bathrooms are dirty, there might be a light fixture or two missing. I'm probably just stuck with that as a problem. It's probably too expensive a problem to deal with. But what are some things that I can rightfully expect to get to deal with?
Well, if for example in the agreement of purchase and sale, the purchaser has agreed to leave the washer and dryer in proper working order. If one of them is not there, or both of them aren't there, or else if it's clearly not in working order when the agreement contemplated that they would be in working order, those are the types of things that you can go back for. Obviously, there are bigger issues, like if there's major water damage or things like that, there's recourse for those things. But I generally tell people that, when you move into a place, you have to expect that you're going to have to roll up your sleeves, and you're going to have to fix the occasional ding from moving, or you may want to paint, and that's all part of making it your own place.
Okay, well, thank you very much. You've been watching Lindsay TV with our guest, Dave Hollingsworth. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you.